De la right, my MVVs, welcome.
Power is shifting in Ile-Ife as Dr. Lizzie happens to be the only wife right now, apart from Olori Naomi. You know that. Ooni of Ife love Queen Naomi so much, and Queen Naomi is that one woman that is for the Ooni of Ife. But before now, a lot of other wives had gained influence over the Ooni of Ife. Wives like Ife, from when they just got married, Ife was there. Then later, Ebony, but Ebony from time to time will be having one or two problems with the Ooni of Ife. Then lately it was a blow, but right now, every other person is at the side, except for Dr. Elizabeth. Power is shifting in Ile-Ife, and it's happening in ways that many never saw coming. As the sacred full moon approaches, whisper inside the palace walls have now become, full-blown. Concerns about other Oloris. For the first time in recent memory, only two women are seen, that close to the Ooni of Ife. Okay, Queen Naomi and Dr. Elizabeth. Okay, yes. These are the only women that are close to the Ooni of Ife. The rest of the Oloris, okay, who were once seen actively around the palace and at major events, have now been almost entirely frozen out. Sources close to the palace reveal that the upcoming full moon ritual is not just any traditional observance. It's one of the one with a deep significance. If Naomi and the Ooni of Ife are to come back together, that this second full moon ritual and the third full moon ritual will be done very well. It's tied to the spiritual and emotional reinstatement of Queen Naomi into the Ooni of Ife's life, not just as the mother of his son, but also as a chosen and revered woman of his heart. However, what makes this particular one unusual and controversial is that the actual date and details of the ritual have been deliberately, concealed from other Oloris. Only Dr. Lizzie, Queen Naomi's long-time supporter, she's always been there for Queen Naomi. They are the only ones who know. Some people are saying next week, Tuesday. Some people are saying sometime this week. No, yes, some are saying on the 12th, or I don't know, okay? They say preparations for the second full moon ritual have been carefully planned under a veil of secrecy. Everything from the royal, settings and how it's supposed to work, the materials and everything it's so secret that it's only Dr. Lizzie that has all the information about what is going on. And this is something that other wives, those who once stood confidently by the Ooni of Ife's side during public functions and private gatherings, are now left in confusion about and silence. Okay, Palace staff report that some of them are broken down in tears, unable to understand why they are being kept in the dark. There are even unconfirmed reports of two Oloris attempting to consult their own personal spiritual advisors to gain insight into what exactly is happening, okay, behind the curtains. Now, one thing is clear. Queen Naomi's influence is no longer being questioned since the Ooni of Ife, has decided that is where he wants to be. Remember, a lot of things have happened in the palace that have shown everybody that, look, Queen Naomi's influence in the palace cannot be questioned. Look at what happened with the Gulfstream G700 jet that flew Queen Naomi. Ooni of Ife refused any other Olori using that Gulfstream G700, except for recently when Dr. Lizzie and the Ooni of Ife flew that jet to Sapi's marriage. Now, Queen Naomi has gained a lot of influence, but this is what happened. They say na pikin wey wash hand well, na im dey eat with elders. Dr. Lizzie's involvement in all of this cannot be overstated. Those who understand, palace dynamics say that her position as both a confidant to Queen Naomi and, the Ooni of Ife, okay, makes her the perfect bridge between the two. She has been entrusted with tasks no other wife has been allowed to handle, tasks that are central to the sacred rite of reconciliation and reinstatement. Meanwhile, Queen Naomi herself remained quiet, graceful, and visibly, unbothered by the palace tension. Her focus appeared said to be entirely spiritual. Sources say she has been spending time in prayer, fasting, and engaging with select spiritual leaders who have long supported her divine calling. As the mother of, the Ooni of Ife's heir, she knows that her position is not just emotional or ceremonial, it is spiritual and ancestral. And it's in this spiritual authority that is now being reactivated under the sacred, act in the Ooni of Ife. They said the fact that this particular full moon is the second one is a lunar moon, commonly called a blue moon, adds even more weight to the situation. Blue moons are rare and considered deeply powerful in Yoruba spiritual cosmology. You know how they talked about the micro moon, right? Yes, they said these are very a powerful time in the Yoruba spiritual cosmology. They represent a rare window for divine alignment, ancestral visitation, and restoration of spiritual covenant. This is why the ritual is not being taken lightly, and why the Ooni is said to have committed personally to its sacred requirement, even going so far as to remove access to information other Oloris to preserve the sanctity of the moment. Palace insiders confirmed that the Ooni of Ife has ordered a full cleansing of the sacred chamber where the ritual will take place. The process is to be overseen by Dr. Lizzie with specific instruction passed down to her through sacred dream revelation, which she reportedly received after a long period of fasting and prayer. Okay, the way it should be done. You do know that the husband is a traditionalist, and she is a Christian. She is a prophetess, and she is somebody, a born-again Christian. It's not the ones that are always talking, they are not. She believes in what she believes in no matter what. So she has made it very clear on what she wants to be involved in and what she does not want to be involved in. And because they do know that Ooni of Ife loves this woman and wants to be a part of this woman's life, Ooni of Ife is making them do it the way that will be comfortable for Olori Naomi. Olori Naomi has prayed and fasted, and she has decided on what to do and what not to do. They know that there are things you do not try to, push Naomi into. That is where the problem will start. Naomi does not agree to a lot of things, okay, especially if it does not come in conformity with her faith. And that is the reason why Kabiyesi is making sure that they do things the way that Naomi can be comfortable with. And that's why they are taking time to prepare everything. They don't want this full moon to, in fact, they are preparing it in a way that will be comfortable for Queen Naomi, and that is why they say that Dr. Elizabeth is the one who is in charge of all the preparations that is ongoing for the second full moon ritual, and other Oloris are crying so much over the fact that they have been sidelined, and everything that has to do with the Ooni of Ife right now is basically handled by Dr. Elizabeth. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.